Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday. Welcome to week 9, October 30th to November 30th. That is not true. November 3rd, that would be nice, for our eLearning grade 12 business leadership course. I hope you all had a great weekend, and I cannot believe we are into November this week. The time is literally flying by, and before you know it, we will be into midterms. So, again, I know I mentioned it in the previous instructional video. It is taking me a bit longer to clean up all the marking, but as soon as I have a mark update for you, I will be emailing you individually just to let you know where you stand as we lead into the midterm period. And just so you know as well, I don't know if you know this, but if you go um, into Brightspace and you go under assessments and you click grades, you can actually see a breakdown of all of your marks so far, as well as any feedback that I would have given you. And then you can also see, like, I associate a color with the level that you're at. So, for example, if you are exceeding, then you're going to see, I think it's the color pink, and it says exceeding, and that's a level 4. So that's another indicator, another way that you can sort of measure how you're doing and sort of where your mark will fall if you're concerned or you're following that. Okay. So just take note of that as well. Okay, so this week is going to be a little bit more gentle as we take the gas, sort of the foot off the gas pedal, and enter into Unit 2. Unit 2 is definitely the preferred unit for most students. Unit 1 is a lot of fun, and we get to do a lot of reflective work and start our blog and stuff like that. But Unit 2, we're talking about planning, decision making, motivation, and stress, which I think a lot of people can just relate to. The concepts and the content that we cover is so relatable because we all are motivated in different ways, and we're all stressed out all the time. So again, it's always something that we can really relate to. So I think you're going to enjoy this unit. I really recommend that you start a Google Doc and title it the Unit 2 notes. It's just a tip, but now that you've gone through Unit 1, you can see that having the notes, a really good sort of set of course notes, is so incredibly helpful when it comes to assessments, unit tests, and then, of course, eventually your final performance task and your final exam. Okay, so I really recommend that. So we're going to start gently. Now that you've created your blog space, you're going to be getting a mark for your blog for the first term, and then you'll get a mark for second term blog entries. So the first blog entry this week is based on a reading called Excusitis, and it is from The Magic of Thinking Big. So I know that we read the first chapter in our first unit. You're now going to read the second chapter. And it's a really great chapter. I think a lot of us will really relate to it again, because it's all about how we make excuses for ourselves or just in general. And also this idea around failure, which I know we did reflect on a little bit in Unit 1, but it's gonna bring you back to that and have you reflect a little bit more further on your feelings and around failure and why we're so afraid of it. So that is what you are doing. So you're going to read this chapter. It's linked in here. Okay. And then if you don't like reading from a computer, you can always take the book out at a local library, or go to Indigo and grab the book yourself. It's an amazing book. So just something to think about. And then you're going to write a blog entry. So you're going to go back to your blog and you're going to create your 5th blog entry. And the questions are right here. Okay, so there are 4 questions that you're going to reflect on from this reading, and I'm just going to expect that you do connect directly to the reading. And then just make sure that you republish your blog when you're done, so that your 5 blog entries are visible. You don't have to submit anything for this. You just have to upload it to your blog and make sure you republish your blog so that when I go into your blog, I can see it. Okay. Then on Tuesday, you've got a lesson on information and decision making. So this is your first lesson of Unit 2. So again, I do recommend that you take good course notes, start a good section for course notes. Within this lesson, there are videos that have been embedded, and like everything you've noticed so far, questions can be drawn from the videos for future assignments as well as tests. So it is important that you do watch the videos and that you do make a note of those videos as well. Okay, and there's an article linked in here as well, a case study on when KFC actually ran out of chicken and how they handled it, crisis management, and it takes you through the problem solving process. So again, take a look at these videos and make sure you get all of those notes down from this lesson. Okay, so that is Tuesday's class. On Wednesday, you're going to do a discussion post based off of what you learned from that lesson. And the discussion post is always is available under communication. So again, if you go to our Google Classroom, if you go to our Google Classroom and you go under communication, and we go to discussions. When you scroll down, there's going to be a new section for discussions called for Unit 2. So you'll go right down to Unit 2 discussions right here, and you'll see this is the discussion post for this week. Again, I do ask that you please connect to the lesson specifically. Show me that you are connecting to the curriculum and content in the lesson. Make sure that you are make sure that you are always asking a thought-provoking question of your peers and reading and replying to at least 2 peer posts for full marks for your discussion posts. Okay, that's that community engagement piece and sort of that triangulation of assessment, allowing you to do some inquiry as well as community building. Okay, so that is your discussion post for this week. Then you have a work period assigned to you on Thursday to complete that, and Friday as well. So again, it's a really gentle week. You've got your blog entry, you've got your first lesson, and again, creating a set of course notes from that lesson for Unit 2 is what I really highly recommend. Make sure that you do this discussion post in detail. Make sure that you ask a question of your peers and read and reply to 2 peer posts. The discussion post as well as the updated blog are both due on Monday. November, where are we at? November 6th at 8 a.m. I probably wrote that down somewhere on here. But regardless, you know that that's the deal. So Monday, November 6th at 8 a.m. And don't forget to do your participation activity for the week. That will ensure that you are marked as present for the entire week. As always, if you have questions, please send me an email or we can pop into a Google Meet. Otherwise, I hope you have a great week and I'll see you online.